Dome Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed, baby. Now, a little funny information I heard from the welterweight division, right? From your boy Keith one time Thurman, right? The on again, off again fighter, right? But let me start off by saying this. Keith Thurman, right? I don't have his record. I ain't box wrecking him before. I don't got the computer on. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to do that. We just spit it, right? If I get something too wrong, then what it is, y'all holler, let me know. But bottom line is this: Keith Thurman, right? He's much maligned for a fighter who is really a real good fighter, right? He's got the Anthony Joshua syndrome right now. Being a little disrespected. Actually, he's not really saying that, but I'm saying it. Most of the time when we talk about Keith Thurman, you would think he's got 4 or 5 losses and he's, close to being a journeyman. But when it comes to welterweight division, we got to kind of back off. Because if you just all of a sudden you're Keith Thurman, you can go in the barbershop and talk smack. Now that you cut your hair, you can go to the barbershop now, right? Not the beauty shop. You can talk a little smack. You know what I'm saying? The man got 1 loss. Against a no dope test taking Manny Pacquiao in a very, very close fight. If you really watch the whole fight, Pacquiao hurt him to the body. But they had that early knockdown. Other than that, Keith Thurman was in the fight and doing very well. And that fight could have went either way. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he got whitewashed by Pacquiao. So, and that's after long layoffs and, hordes of injuries. Damn it, the man was in the mountains of Tibet somewhere playing the flute. And people started just thinking he's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, he's weird, old man. And so they start, piling up on him. But I'm injured, and I'm going to find my inner zen, or whatever. You're going to do. And, hey, all the karate movies we watched when we grew up, most of them doing weird stuff like that. So go on, step up to somebody up there in the mountains of Tibet, minding their own damn business and meditating if you want to. Right? So that's what he did. Came back, handled his business, lost to Pacquiao, but still injured. Wasn't in his best, in his best way, but he was still there. Right? But at the end of the day, he's beating the dude I don't never go against, and Danny Garcia beat him. Beat Sean Porter when he had pretty much no losses at the time. Right? This is who Keith Thurman beat, among others, Guerrero and them as well. But I'm talking about the top 2, the further back you go, the better it is to beat a Danny Garcia and a damn Sean Porter, right? He's done that. Been beating up on them 2, which ain't easy to do. I got a little injured. Took a little time off, right? But the man is still Keith one time Thurman, right? And he's still a good fighter. We know he has all the attributes, right? He has all of the attributes. He can box. He can punch. He's mobile. Got pretty good feet. Man's pretty much complete. So we can't just go and diss this man. This man is one of the best boxers in the welterweight division, or let's say a prime. We could probably say that with him now. Let's just see what's going to happen. I think he just would have to get active and be there for a minute. But, he's going to always be in a fight. He always puts on a pretty good performance, and he's something to behold, Keith Thurman. I don't know what he's going to do coming up, right? So I just want to preface what I'm going to say because, let Keith Thurman is all that. But from what I heard he recently said was a statement, and I'm just, paraphrasing, but Terence Crawford and Errol Spence are holding up the belts in the welterweight division. Now, that's the division you in, right? So he's saying that they're holding up the belts. It's not good for boxing. Now, well, look, right now boxing is doing exactly the opposite of what people like that want. What do you mean holding up the belts? They're trying to, make one damn belt, really. One belt, and it means undisputed. That's what they're trying to do with those belts. So then you can handle your business and all of the shenanigans stop. So when you hear somebody saying they're holding up the belts in your division, you're supposed to be like, oh, don't matter. I got somebody hard in the meantime while y'all go get that undisputed fight, and I got the winner before y'all roll up to 154. Or Just because y'all got the moniker of being undisputed, you don't want to fight me there, then I'll fight you at 154 because you got some momentum. After I beat up Jerron Boots Ennis or Virgil Ortiz, because they coming up when it got, people think somebody got to beat them, right? Because there ain't really no other, fight with, because Keith Thurman would have to have momentum. But for an undisputed champion, let's make sure it's clear. For the winner of Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence, the winner of that is going to be on top of the world, on top of the heap. Terence Crawford's that now, right? But let either one of those fighters win. They're on the top of the heap for a minute here. So they ain't really got to listen to no Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? But a Keith Thurman that all of a sudden stopped the train of Jerome Boots Ennis, or the same thing as the Ferrari in Virgil Ortiz, he slowed them down. Beat them even if a split decision or something. That would give him extreme momentum, and then that fight would be big even at 147. If not, the winner of the Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence fight got to go to 154 to handle other business. But I don't like that quote from your boy. I don't want to talk all day about this, but I'm just saying that quote from Keith Thurman don't sound too good. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody holding up no belts. Matter of fact, they're the one consolidating the belts, making one belt, and then we can just go on and fight mandatories or very significant fights. A real belt, one belt, instead of somebody getting a franchise and fighting easier fights. The franchise titles to make sure that they're undisputed, that they don't have to fight their mandatories when they're, we don't know their mandatories and there's not important mandatories. Right? But running from the hard mandatories in Devin Haney and Charlo, and then go and fight less significant fights. But undisputed means, no, the baddest ones are at the front door if they want to. If they don't do a Ryan Garcia or Jaime Munguia or Canelo Alvarez. Most mandatories want to fight. Look at Gilberto Ramirez. Gilberto Ramirez want to fight so much in the light heavyweight division, want to fight Bivol so much that even if Bivol was supposed to fight Beterbiev for undisputed, he's like, no, fight me first. Forget undisputed. That's how most of the time mandatories act. They don't want to be just waiting around. I'm a damn mandatory. I fought all the time to get these. But if you don't want to fight, if you're mandatory, like Jaime Munguia has been forever for Demetrius Andrade, Canelo Alvarez was for Demetrius Andrade, and who else I'm missing? Ryan Garcia was for Devin Haney. Got to go to Golden Boy. Then you don't have to, if you could be a mandatory, then they don't need to fight the champions. Right? They can figure a way to finagle them around. But most mandatories want to handle their business. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know why I got on that subject. Bottom line is this. Your boy Keith Thurman, that's a silly ass statement talking about they holding up the titles. It's up to you to do something about that. Doma Sports Talk. Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.